Hi, my name is Karen Tagliaferri. This is my presentation on technology enablers and disablers. I'm going to talk about Mattel's Intellivision and Low-E windows. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about Mattel's Intellivision game console, its history, and reasons for their failure. Then I'm going to talk about Low-E windows, their history, and reasons of their success. First, I want to talk about Mattel's Intellivision game console. Mattel released their game console in 1975 to compete with Atari's 2600. They hired a staff of young creative programs to develop the game console. And for fear that Atari would try to lure them away, Mattel insisted that their identities be kept anonymous, and they were called the Blue Sky Rangers. In 1980, it was test marketed first in Fresno, California, and came with 4 games. It went nationwide in 1980 with a price tag of $299 US and came in a game pack of Las Vegas Poker, Blackjack, and a library of 10 cartridges. This was not the first system to challenge Atari, but it was the first to pose serious threat to the market leader. A series of advertisements featuring George Plimpton, American journalist, were produced that demonstrated the superiority of Intellivision's graphics and sound to those of Atari's, using side-by-side game comparison. But within 4 years of its release, Mattel had lost $394 million and was on the brink of bankruptcy. So now the reasons I believe they failed was at the time the market flood of similar products, promotion of the product was not a leading expert, and competition in new hardware development and software like game systems like ColecoVision and Atari 5200 in 1982, which took advantage of falling RAM prices to offer graphics closer to arcade quality. There was also an increase in affordable home computers in 1983, particularly the Commodore 64, which came down drastically to compete with video game system sales. And at the time, retailers became overwhelmed by the market choices, and the supply far outpaced demand. Stores returned millions of unsold cartridges. In 1983, Mattel's electronics hiring came to a halt. Now I'm going to talk about Low-E windows and their success. A little bit of history behind this technology was all because of the OPEC oil embargo of 1973. And the United States decided to develop energy efficiency technologies. The increases of oil and coal at that time impacted the building sector because of their reliance on oil for furnaces and boilers and coal for electricity. This economic distress caused the government to initiate R&D programs to increase energy efficiency in the building sector. But the concept of low emissivity coatings actually originated in World War II era. It took some students from Berkeley to take this technology and expand on it. So they went to the Department of Energy and they were granted $700,000 to fund this. But they were to have a partner that was a recognized lab. So they chose Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and relocated to California. So with the lab's help, they developed the heat mirror transfer film, and the first Low-E window technology became a commercial product. And the reasons I believe for the Low-E window coating success is meeting the needs of consumers. It was easy technology to expand and energy savings. The Low-E windows featuring an energy saving technology developed in partnership with Berkeley Lab are now found in 80% of windows sold each year to homes and 50% of sales to commercial buildings in the United States. The lab worked closely with window manufacturers and the building industry to develop, produce, validate, and deploy energy-saving low-emissivity or low-E coatings. As said by physicist Steve Silkoswitz, the concept and some of the materials and patents were already out there, but the theory had to be turned into practice, moving from a good idea to viable products and production processes that could be deployed at a scale that saved large amounts of energy at affordable cost.